Hey world, what up? Colin Coward back again on the herd. Want to give his take on what he thinks for the playoffs, and as well as all these playoff teams and their future for the next year or two. I'm gonna go in, chime in, as well as give my take whenever it comes to these scenarios and situations. This was recorded 4 months ago, back in February. This was right before coronavirus hit, so nothing too off whenever it comes to currently where we at right now in the standings. So, yeah,
this week, every team has 30
Let's,
games or
left
in the regular season. So we thought today we'd have a little fun, little NBA topic, which is, can you win a championship, can you win a playoff series, or can you just start booking a vacation? At this point in the NBA, we kind of know what you are. Let's go, Joy.
All right, which tier are LeBron and the Lakers in?
Which tier they're in? They're in tier number 1. So whenever it comes to different tiers in the NBA and these teams, there's only 3 teams in tier 1. You have the Lakers, you have the Clippers, and you have the Bucks. If you're looking at like a tier 2, well, tier 1 is all about who I expect to be in the finals, as well as who's going to win the championship. No one in the East instead of the Bucks. No one in the West except for the Clippers or Lakers. I won't go more down in the tiers. We'll just continue here.
They're long. They lead the NBA in 7 blocks a night. That's an unbelievable number. Length matters because it gets you extra possessions. Their experience, that matters in the playoffs. They're also really efficient. They're shooting 49%, Joy. That's an incredible percentage. So I get the efficiency, I get LeBron, I get the length, and I get guys who have been around this league before. So this is a championship team.
Which tier are Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in?
They can win
When it comes to them, probably around tier 2. So tier 1 was the Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks. Tier 2 is pretty much those playoff teams to where they can make a second round appearance. They could, probably or most likely make it to the conference finals. So you're going to be looking at the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets. The Utah Jazz are kind of a bubble team whenever it comes to there in the Western Conference. I'm trying to think who else in the West. Yeah, pretty much those 3. I don't really throw the Dallas Mavericks because they're going to be a 6 or 7 seed. I expect them to lose in the first round. In the Eastern Conference, you have to look within that. It would just be the remaining teams like the Raptors up in there, the Celtics. I'll even throw the 76ers in there, the Miami Heat.
Series, but they have a problem. They don't have a third scorer. So they have Jokic, they have Jamal Murray, but their third scorer is Gary Harris.
Yeah, the Nuggets are not going to make the conference finals, let alone the finals in anything. They're going to need a third person, not a star, but just a third role on that team. You have Jamal Murray and Jokic. You're going to need a small forward. Either Michael Porter Jr. has to, ascend pretty quickly. I don't think that will be the case. I think he's pretty much forced in this situation. He's young and injury prone. If you told me this 3 seasons from now, for him to have those expectations for the team, then yeah. But for next season, no, I don't see that to be the case. Still develop a Michael Porter Jr. They're going to have to fill out a power forward position. Paul Millsap will leave. You may have to pick up DeMar DeRozan in free agency to run the 3. Michael Porter will still be off the bench as a 6-man, still progress. Maybe as a 4, you're going to have to bring in like a LaMarcus Aldridge on the team, something along those lines.
But when you start going up against the Clippers and the Lakers and even Utah, to me, who's your third best player? I don't think they have one. I do think they're really good at home. I think they're well coached. They're going to win a playoff series. But at some point, they don't have the depth of scoring to win a championship.
What about Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers?
Oh, very easily. Tier 1. Again, Tier 1's Lakers, Clippers, Bucks. Most people have the Clippers to make the championship, let alone win it. I don't have a problem with that. I still have the Lakers winning the championship based on facts and storylines. Again, I said this in other videos. If I were to base on who would win the championship, based on coaching, experience, chemistry, leadership, player roles, I would pick the Clippers. I don't think that'll be the case. I don't see the NBA allowing the Clippers to beat the Lakers to win the championship in LA. I think this is more focused on LeBron's career with the Lakers and Kobe. That's just kind of more deeper into things. I won't go into that deep. But yeah, I don't have a problem at all. But people are looking more two-dimensionally whenever they're looking at the Clippers winning the championship, which is a good pick. But, there's always background and stuff in the back.
This is my
but I'll leave
favorite
it
to
at
win it.
that.
I think we both think they're very good. Here's something to remember. When Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have both played, they're 17-5. They've got everything. They've got, and again, Kawhi and Paul play both ends of the floor. I got a championship coach. They add Marcus Morris. I think this should be the favorite to win the NBA championship, and they are.
What about Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz? Which tier?
Tier number 2 again. I mean, I have no threat when it comes to the Jazz. I know they won one playoff series against the quote-unquote big three with Melo, Russ, and PG back 2 seasons ago. That was that dynamic. That was a crazy season by a rookie debut with Donovan Mitchell making to the second round. Kudos to him, but the Jazz are just fluctuated to where Donovan Mitchell is too good too early, to where they won't have draft picks early enough to pair him with another star. You're not going to get other stars in free agency, so they're going to be in the middle of the class for the next 3 to 4 seasons unless they make a big trade. I know they traded for Mike Conley, which was a huge slap in their face, which they're stuck with him for another season for $30+ million. And plus, there's going to be probably trade rumors with Rudy Gobert. I expect for them in this offseason to make some pretty key changes when it comes to this team. But I'll give them kind of that tier 2, tier 3. I mean, they're not a championship contender. They're not a Western Conference threat. They're just either a first or second round exit.
I think they can win a series. I've seen them a lot this year. Their issue, they're a little like Denver. They need another wing athlete. They can't make stops on the wing. So they've got Bogdanovich can shoot. Donovan Mitchell can. Joe Ingles can get hot. But they're missing an athlete on the perimeter. They have the fewest steals in the NBA. Again, they don't make you uncomfortable defensively. They remind me a little bit of Boston. Boston has the athletic wings. They could use some size, whereas Utah's got the size, but I need somebody else. Now, I will say this about Utah. This is the one thing Utah's great at. They get hot from 3 between Donovan and Joe Ingles and Bogdanovich. They can get scorching hot from 3. In fact, they have the best three-point shooting percentage in the NBA. They shoot 39% from threes. So you can outplay Utah. And this is the game I went to. You can outplay Utah. And they get hot for 4 minutes.
Right.
And so Utah's a scary team to play because teams that you can outplay.
Yeah, they're electric at home. That's a great fan base when it comes to the Utah Jazz. And offensively, yeah, I'll give them that, but they are missing a small forward on their team. If they were to have like a Paul George, a second guy with Donovan Mitchell, that would be huge for them. But they're not going to get any free agents like that. The best thing they can do is get DeMar DeRozan. They're not going to sign him, though, especially for this weak free agency class in 2020.
Are always a headache.
That's what the Warriors were for a while.
Yep.
Which tier are James Harden and the Houston Rockets in?
Rockets, number 2 tier. You got to respect them, the Western Conference. They've been to the conference finals and semis past couple seasons. They kind of restructured the team. Clint Capella's gone. You have Russ now on the team, PJ at the 5. So with the Rockets, kind of bad start in the season. They're at the 6th seed as of right now. They could probably finish 4th or 6th. If they finish 6th seed and they go against, for example, like the Denver Nuggets or the Utah Jazz as well as the Thunder, they can, two out of those 3 teams, they can make the second round. No doubt about it. But if you go against the Denver Nuggets with that size, I don't know about it. But I would still put them as a second tier because you have 2 electric, dynamic superstars. One superstar bubbling and then one star player with Russ.
They can't win a playoff series. I slept on it. Okay.
That's not a bad take. They can win playoffs here. If they go against the Thunder, they're winning that series, even though they don't have a big. Same thing with the Utah Jazz. The Nuggets, I just don't see it with Jokic down low, who's more post-crafty, and he can make his way. If you have PJ Tucker on him. That's just a bad decision with Daryl Morey as well as Mike D'Antoni. You got to start Tyson Chandler. They should have brought in like DeMarcus Cousins or someone as a big at the 5. I don't know why they traded away Clint Capella. I know they want to play a small ball brand based on Russ and James Harden, 3-and-D, kick it out, but this is too ridiculous with the small ball. I don't trust them winning the first round series, depending who they play though.
They can't shoot. Okay, since January 1st, this is their real team now. They're the 4th worst shooting team in the league. They're also in their last 15 games. Okay, sub 500. That's with the best score in the league. They're also the 2nd worst rebounding differential in the NBA. So I got small, I got weird fit, I got not playing well, and not shooting well. That's not a good team.
I want to wait a little while on it.
All right.
Which tier are Chris Paul and the Thunder in?
Second, or actually more the third. They're going to lose in the first round no matter what. I mean, if they go against the Jazz, that could be pretty close. But besides that, no. They're going to rebuild their team following next season. I know with this season here, they had just let go of rust, get some draft picks, keep their team somewhat competitive. They were surprised to make the playoffs because the Warriors got hurt, let it alone. I think there's another Western Conference team I was forgetting about. Oh, yeah, the Blazers underperformed and with injuries. So the Thunder benefited making the playoffs. Same thing with Zion. He got hurt. So, no one expected the Thunder, but based on injuries, they actually improved, swept in. Their mentality was like, okay, we can make the playoffs, which is good for them. No, I expect them to where they're going to lose in the first round. CP3 enhances his career, as well as all the criticisms gone with. They'll let him go. They'll rebuild, and they'll be one of the bottom teams next season and have all his draft picks and prepare for the following season in 2022.
Nice story, but every time they've played good teams this year, they're 2-6 in the 8 games they played, top 4 seeds. They're 11-16 against any playoff team. There's a difference between a great team and a great story. They've been a great story.
They're a great story.
They just don't have enough scores. They just don't have enough guys that can get buckets. That's it.
Which tier are Luka and the Mavericks in?
Now, I will say this.
Tier 3 right now. This is going to be their first playoff appearance together with that group. With KP and Luka being the head foundation for them. Now, I expect them in the next season or two to make the second round, and then in the future go against the Pelicans in the conference finals, and let alone, I think the Mavericks will make at least 2 NBA Finals appearances. Luka will take the league by storm. He's almost an MVP as of right now. They have a winning brand of basketball with him as the point forward or the point guard, quote unquote. But right now, kind of out of things standard, keep organized.
Team in the league.
Put them tier 3 right now.
They can win a playoff series. Okay, they're significantly better on the road than at home, meaning they're going to steal game 1 of a series potentially. They're going to go on the road, and they're going to win game 1 on the road. They're 18-8 on the road. Another thing is when they're healthy, they are electric scoring. Between Porzingis and Luka, they have quarters. You can't stop them. So they're an electric team. They're well coached. And a goal, they're playing with house money. They're babies. It's a young team. They're not expected to win a championship. They're not going to have any anxiety when they play. And they're also making 15 three-pointers per game. Now, just think about that.
They're so fun to watch.
They really are. I've seen a lot of Dallas play this year. Again, not a great team.
Yeah, overall, when it comes to the Mavericks, they're a great team for the foreseeable future. I'm very excited about them and their progression. Expect Luka to take the league by storm, as he pretty much has for these first 2 seasons of his. But that's how it is in the Western Conference. Last team was the Memphis Grizzlies. They're going to have a bright future ahead of them. I love the progression of John Moran as a rookie. They have to bring in another small forward or shooting guard on that team, most likely a small forward, like maybe trade for Michael Porter Jr., but they're on a great direction as an 8 seed.